So I've been very hesitant to make this video right now. I'm walking out to the garden. It's mid-October and I haven't spent much time in the garden at all. And so I'm going to show you a quick garden tour of where it's at for mid-October, but you're going to see some big failures because the garden looks like hell right now. It is not a great looking garden at the moment. I haven't spent much time in the garden over the last month. Just life has been busy, you know, as everybody experiences, and so the garden has just kind of gone to crap. Plus everything's dying, and so the end of the season is here. I'm in zone 5B, Northern Illinois, so it hasn't got cold yet. It's getting chilly in the mornings. It's like mid-40s overnight, but not everything is dead. It just looks like crap. It's early morning on a Saturday, and I'm finally coming out to really just take a look at how terrible the garden looks right at the moment. There's parts that look okay, but there's parts that just look terrible. So we'll just start with the worst of it. So this is what the garden looks like right now. The buckets are just empty. There's weeds everywhere. A lot of the weeds went to seed. The carrots look terrible. Had a bunny rabbit come in and just go nuts on the carrots. So there's carrots still in the ground. I just haven't picked them because a bunny rabbit came in and dug everything up. And I have beets still in the ground that need to get picked. I don't know if they're good anymore, but they're definitely big enough. Need to get picked. There's just weeds everywhere. The watermelons are still good. A couple of them are a little too small. That one just died and rotted. These other ones are pretty good still. Then I had the asparagus beans. I didn't even know what to do with them. I picked a couple of them, but just let them die because I didn't know to can them. I didn't know how to preserve them. Well, I did know how to preserve them, but just life got busy and didn't do it, didn't get around to it. So this whole section right here has just been completely wasted. Over here, the cucumbers, had a ton of cucumbers this year and just didn't pick these, and so now they're sitting here and it again looks like heck. So I'm gonna do some cleanup today, hopefully get this all cleaned up. Zucchini is all pretty much died off. There's one more over here hanging out. Then there's this monstrosity. If you've seen some of my other videos, you've seen me talk about this. This was supposed to be purple broccoli, but it never did a thing. There was plenty of leaves and branches and stems and all this kind of crap, but no broccoli at all. Back here in the strawberry beds, this bed never did anything, but over here we've actually ended up having some strawberries take hold and start to sprout a little more. So there's a bunch of strawberries in here, but there's also a ton of weeds. I need to go through and I need to pull all the weeds out and just see what kind of strawberries are still in here right now. I had raspberries here that just didn't even do anything, so they died. The tomatoes are dying off. Look like they're doing a few more tomatoes on there. Here's some here that are still growing. Don't look that great. The artichokes that were here, I'm gonna have to figure out how to overwinter these. We got 3 of them still that are here. We actually got an artichoke that I cut off of here. Kind of wish I would have let it go to flower because we ended up not eating it. The Roma tomatoes are still doing pretty good. There's a lot on the branches still, a lot on the plants. The cherry tomatoes. So I did some pruning to these cherry tomatoes a month or month or so ago. And when I did that, it's like it restarted. It's like all of them came back and started regrowing. So we got a ton of cherry tomatoes again. A bunch of them that are green probably won't grow because it's getting cold. But there's a fair amount that are still on here that are good for eating. I think they taste all right. Then I got a ton of winter squash here that is ready to be picked. We'll pick these and freeze them so we can eat them during the winter. And then I got my row of peppers over here. This carnival plant didn't do as good as I wanted it to. The regular peppers did okay. Still got a few on here, but they're not getting very big now, so I'm just letting them go. So as you can see, the garden just looks terrible right now. Got a lot of work to do to get it cleaned up. I've just been busy. I know everybody probably experiences this, where just things get away from you. You don't have enough time to do it. So with kids going back to school and school being in full swing and all the things trying to do, it just was difficult for the last month to get out to the garden. We'd come out and pick some food and eat some tomatoes and things like that. But as far as actually working in the garden, pulling some weeds and getting things done and cleaning it up, I just haven't had the time. It seems like the month of September went by incredibly fast, and now into October. It's already middle of October, and it's just totally gotten away from me. So I'm gonna tackle all this today and tomorrow, hopefully get it all cleaned up. But this is the reality of what my garden looks like in October of 2024. I'm a new gardener, still learning how to do this, still learning what the end of season stuff, end of season routine is gonna be for becoming a gardener. I'm very happy with how the garden turned out this year. This last month has just been hard. So there was one fun little thing that happened over the last month, and that was a volunteer tomato plant came up. A volunteer cherry tomato plant came up over by the pool. The garden is way over there. The pool is way over here. I brought the cherry tomatoes over to the kids in the pool, and I think the kids had a friend over, and he spit it out, and this is where it landed, and it grew a cherry tomato. So we have a honeycomb cherry tomato plant that decided to grow next to the pool. So that was one fun little thing that happened, and what can happen, I guess, if you neglect your garden for a month. So this is the truth of what happens to your garden when you let it get away from you. Don't do that, and I would not recommend it for sure. So thanks for watching. Hope you got some value or some entertainment out of this, looking at my ugly garden. Appreciate you. See you in the next video.